All right, guys. So, all right, welcome back to HareBrained Whiskey. So today we're going to do some Scotch.
Yes.
Specifically, we're going to try something that's a limited release.
Some yummy stuff.
Yeah, actually, I think the tasting notes are supposed to come out this month. I don't know if they have officially yet or not.
Right, yeah, I hadn't checked the verify.
So
I knew they were supposed to be soon.
yeah, so obviously today we are doing Glenlivet Code. Now, the interesting thing about about Code is that is like we were kind of touching on is there are no tasting notes for it. They didn't release any tasting notes for this at all.
Right.
So the whole point was is you get there, you get it, you sip on it, and then you go to the website and you put in your tasting notes and figure out,
How close are you?
Yeah, exactly.
Can you figure out exactly what's in this?
I tried it my first time. I think I got like 36%.
Nice.
So, but that being said, it's a really good whiskey.
It's hard fail.
Well, well, keep in mind, and that goes back to taste being subjective.
Right.
And so what I'm tasting may be different than what the distiller was tasting or what he was going for.
Right, or at least what his tongue is labeling that taste as.
Exactly. So
if you have limited experience, well, then your tasting notes are going to be very broad. Whereas he's going to like fine tune it down to like the little tiniest thing.
And he's going
oh yeah, that's it.
And he's going to go, well, this is what it is. And so, yeah. So It may be a little off. But that being said, I do really enjoy this Scotch.
From what I remember of it, it is pretty tasty.
So it is single malt Scotch. It's actually 48% ABV, which is a little unusual for Glenlivet. Glenlivet tends to stay in the 40 or closer
40
to 40 range.
Generally.
And a lot of them are not necessarily overly complex whiskeys. I've found that a lot of them are very enjoyable.
Yeah, but they're standard like Highland Speyside style. It's, they're
right.
They have a handful of notes. Some of them can be very complex. Not all of them.
And so like I said, this one is really something a little different.
Right.
See, so I kind of get berries on the smell there.
Right, some like very light berry, not like dark berries, but to me
No,
it's more
like a tart cherry almost.
Right, almost
or an apple even.
Yeah.
But like a tart apple, like a very tart, just the smell of a tart apple almost.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like part of it when I first got in there almost is like a strawberry or something. I'm like, that's.
But it'd be a really young one.
Right. Yeah. It still has some green on it.
And there's a little. It's not quite vanilla. Chocolate almost.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a.
Like dark chocolate. Like dark chocolate.
Right.
Oh, you know what that smell kind of reminds me of?
Huh.
Cherry cordials. Like the chocolate covered cherries with with a little bit of.
I love me some cherry cordials, so I know what you mean.
But like with a dark chocolate. Just that combination. That's what it kind of reminds me of.
Yeah, very close. I could almost see that. It's like. Yeah.
So, on the taste, it's
honey.
Yeah, honey. There's a little bit of brininess actually. There's a little salt.
Yeah,
It's got a little salty. It's a little dry even.
Right. It has kind of like that island brine that you get off a lot of islands. Not quite that strong, but it's there in the back.
Almost like a dry peanut. It's kind of a dry nut flavor. I know you don't know what.
You're all about the dry nuts.
Well, I prefer my nuts to be dry. Yes.
Mine will have to be edited out, so I'll just keep it to my head.
Anyone that watches this channel knows I don't edit a whole lot. I just trim the fat, as it were, as much as I can.
Yeah, good luck with that. There's a lot of trimming to do on that end.
It's a wide-angle camera.
It doesn't help. Like, why is he standing beside a blue brick wall? Yeah, that's just a good tasting one. I mean, there's so many different little subtle nuances in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of complexity going on. There's a lot of things going on. Like, there's like chocolate and nuts and a little bit of that berry, and there's
There's an apple.
there's sort of that butterscotchy kind of caramel
Right.
vibe.
Yeah,
I
it's not
can't.
quite-
I wouldn't call it that, but it's kind of got that kind of vibe to it. Like if someone told me I get caramel out of this, I'd be like, I'd be like, oh yeah,
Right.
I get that.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah, it's hard
nail
to
that
pinpoint.
one down.
It's just got so many layers and
Right.
so much going on that it's hard to really nail a whole lot of it down. And I love that about this.
Right.
Now, obviously, like I said earlier, this is a limited release, so it's not, or a limited edition, so there's not, it's harder to find.
And
It's also, it runs in our area about $110, so you could expect to spend anywhere up to $120, $150, depending on where you're at.
right, absolutely.
But that being said, is if you get the opportunity,
It's well worth.
absolutely give it a shot.
Yeah, it's a damn good scotch.
Like, I know a lot of people won't drink it because there's a lot of people who are kind of snobbish about Glenlivet. Because they're like, oh, it's just an entry-level general, it's just one of the big brands.
Right, it's it's like drinking a Budweiser product. It's like everybody's got it.
Yeah, it's not going to be bad, but it may not be as good as, but...
Too mainstream. for some people.
That's that douche factor coming in.
Right.
But to me, I think this is probably the best Glenlivet I've ever had. Like the best. If they offered this in a regular release of some sort, I would buy it and keep it on my shelf at all
Oh
times.
yeah, hands down. I mean, the other Glenlivets, they're perfectly fine.
Oh yeah.
Scotches. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them. But
They tend to be a little
mellow
less
and
approachable, less complex.
Very very approachable.
They're designed for people to just
Enjoy it.
Yeah, it's
nice,
designed
easy
to reach the
drinking
mass
scotch.
market.
Right.
Yeah.
Which nothing wrong with that.
No, hell no. Make your money.
Right. That's just
Oh, that opened up the
smart.
nose.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got more of the almost cinnamon.
Yeah, more of the cinnamon, more of that vanilla.
Right.
So getting a little bit more of that barrel going on.
Right.
There's still that little hint of berry, and I still get
yeah.
that musty. You get that corn, you almost like a musty corn, even though this is barley, but it's kind of musty.
Right. Yeah, it's just got like a musty note.
But not in a bad way.
No. No, it's just, adds that dusty character where you're kind of like, all right.
Oh, that's.
Yeah, it's almost like tobacco.
So on the taste, it kind of flattened it out a little bit. There's still a lot going on, but it just kind of blended it all together a bit more.
Rounded out the edges, yeah.
Yeah. Now that being
it brought the sugar note more forward. It almost does have like a caramel.
Yeah, more of that caramel honey.
Right.
Kind
Popped out now.
Yeah. So, if you're looking to try something really interesting, or if you want to maybe get someone a good gift, this would be a good way to go. I think anyone who appreciates Scotch is going to appreciate this.
Absolutely.
For the most part.
Yeah.
And I think even I could see where a bourbon drinker could appreciate this because it has that kind of berry and vanilla kind of
Right. It has a few of the notes you
a little
easily,
closer to that bourbon kind of vibe.
Right. I mean, still because of it being barley, it definitely is a Scotch.
Yeah. And you still get that brininess that you sometimes get from Scotch that some people aren't going to like.
Right.
But,
And you just do not get that in bourbon because of the way it's done.
Right. That being said, it's
yeah.
well done, Glenlivet.
Yes, absolutely.
So, thanks for joining us today. As always, feel free to drop a comment and let us know how we're doing. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you want to see. Between now and then, here's to good friends, good times, and good whiskey.
Cheers.
Cheers.